It's the Guildford Book Festival. We're at the Guildhall on Guildford High Street, and Kate Mosse is launching her new book today. It's short stories. Tell us why the change in approach?
It's not that I'm changing direction in the long term, but it's just a real pleasure to work on something much more intimate, much more imaginative, not based on history in quite the same sort of way. The difference between writing short stories and a full-length novel is that in a novel you're creating a world, a whole cast of character, all of their histories, all of that way of trying to get from the very beginning of a story to the middle to the end. You know, it's cradle to grave writing, if you like. Whereas a short story is just about a moment. It's just about that tiny pinprick of fear or emotion or grief or love or guilt. It's just one tiny thing that inspires this story around it. And it's often just one or two characters. So it's a completely different sort of writing. It's like the difference between having one chocolate and an entire roast meal, you know.
Do you know where that pinpoint is at the start, or do you get a vague idea and then it comes?
With all ghost stories, you have a very clear starting point. So it might be the idea that you want to write a traditional white lady story or a revenant story, which is the sort of ghost that comes back to sort of haunt and punish and pursue someone who has probably been responsible for them dying, but I won't give anything away too much. Or a hitchhiker story, or a headless carriage and horses going through the Guildford High Street, for example. Or else sometimes it's just that sense of driving in a particular place or seeing a particular house and thinking, did I see something move in the trees? So stories come from different inspirations. And here, for the first time ever, this is why these stories feel very significant, and it's so wonderful to be here at the Guildford Book Festival, is for the first time ever I've taken inspiration from home rather than England. And home for me is Sussex, but most of the stories are therefore set in either Sussex or Hampshire. I came here from Chichester this afternoon, driving through Harting Hill, and one of the stories is set on Harting Hill, and the inspiration was a drive I did when I just passed my driving test when I was 17 years old, and I've never forgotten the fear of driving up Harting Hill and thinking, what would I do now if the car broke down? Of course, nothing did happen, but I've never forgotten that. So 40 years later, I'm thinking, oh my God. So that's how ghost stories work, and that's why I hope people will get something out of them. And it seems very appropriate to be launching them here at home.
And it's a sold-out crowd tonight. Are we going to be scaring the crowd? I'm
going to do my best to scare the crowd. I mean, the only problem is, if my children were here, they would be going, no, really, don't try anything, Mum, because I'm famously clumsy. I fall upstairs, downstairs, bang into doors. But for this very special launch event, we are going to be doing something a little theatrical.